True happiness begins when you release negativity, freeing your mind, lifting your spirit, and making space for peace and joy to thrive. And that is the thought for today. Welcome to 7 Good Minutes. I'm Clyde Lee Dennis. Thanks for joining me for what I believe will be 7 of the most enriching minutes of your day. In today's episode of 7 Good Minutes, we talk about finding true happiness by letting go of negativity. Enjoy. What if letting go of negativity is the secret to finding true happiness? True happiness is a state of mind we all strive for, yet so many of us find it elusive. We get caught up in the stresses of everyday life, and before we know it, negativity has taken over. It's like a cloud that follows us everywhere, casting a shadow over even the brightest moments. To overcome this, we must understand that true happiness is not just a feeling, but a choice. It's a choice to let go of negativity and focus on the good things in life. Negativity can be overwhelming, making it difficult to see a way out. It's a spiral that can quickly pull us down, affecting not just our mental health, but our relationships and overall well-being. But there is hope. By acknowledging the power of negativity and making a conscious decision to overcome it, we can start our journey towards true happiness. It's not always easy, but it's worth it. The first step towards true happiness is recognizing the negative patterns in our lives. These can be negative thoughts, negative people, or even negative habits. Once we become aware of these patterns, we can start to make changes. We can replace negative thoughts with positive ones, surround ourselves with supportive people, and adopt healthier habits. It's a process that takes time and effort, but it's one that can completely transform our lives. To start this journey, we need to be mentally ready and open to change. This means being honest with ourselves about our negative patterns and being willing to work on them. We need to be open to new ideas and perspectives, and we need to be patient with ourselves as we navigate this process. Having a journal or note-taking app can be really helpful for self-reflection, allowing us to track our progress and identify areas where we need to improve. Being mentally ready also means being kind to ourselves. We need to acknowledge that it's okay to have negative thoughts and feelings, and that it's a normal part of the process. By being gentle with ourselves, we can create a safe space for growth and transformation. This is where the real work begins, as we start to challenge our negative thoughts and replace them with more positive ones. Letting go of negativity involves several key steps. The first is to identify our negative thoughts and patterns. This can be a challenging process, as it requires us to be honest with ourselves and to confront our fears and insecurities. But it's a crucial step, as it allows us to understand what's holding us back and to start to make changes. Once we've identified our negative thoughts, we can start to reframe them. This means challenging them and replacing them with more positive thoughts. For example, if we find ourselves thinking, "I'll never be able to do this," we can reframe it as, "I'll learn and grow from this experience." This helps to shift our focus away from negativity and towards possibility. Reframing our thoughts takes practice, but it's a powerful tool for creating positive change. It allows us to approach challenges with a sense of optimism and hope, rather than fear and dread. By practicing reframing, we can start to see the world in a new light, and to find opportunities where we once saw obstacles. In addition to reframing our thoughts, practicing gratitude is also essential. This means focusing on the things we're thankful for, rather than dwelling on the negative. We can do this by keeping a gratitude journal, or by sharing our gratitude with others. This helps to shift our focus away from negativity and towards the positive aspects of our lives. Practicing gratitude also helps us to cultivate a sense of appreciation for what we have, rather than focusing on what we lack. This can be really powerful, as it allows us to find happiness and contentment in the present moment. By focusing on what we're grateful for, we can start to see the world in a new light, and to find joy in the simple things. As we practice letting go of negativity, we can start to feel a sense of lightness and freedom. It's like a weight has been lifted off our shoulders, and we can finally breathe again. This is an incredible feeling, and it's what motivates us to keep moving forward, even when the journey gets tough. By practicing these steps, we can start to create a more positive and supportive environment for ourselves. We can surround ourselves with people who uplift and inspire us, and we can focus on the things that bring us joy and fulfillment. This is where the real magic happens, as we start to see our lives transform in incredible ways. Letting go of negativity is not always easy, but it's worth it. By following these steps and practicing them regularly, we can start to create a more positive and supportive life for ourselves. We can find happiness and fulfillment, even in the darkest of times, and we can live a life that truly reflects our values and aspirations. By taking a few minutes each day to reflect and practice gratitude, we can start to see a significant shift in our mindset and behavior. We can feel more positive and empowered, and we can start to approach life's challenges with a sense of optimism and hope. Surrounding ourselves with supportive people is also crucial. These are people who uplift and inspire us, and who support us on our journey towards true happiness. We can join a community or club that aligns with our interests, or we can connect with like-minded people online. This helps to create a sense of belonging and connection, and it can be a powerful motivator as we work towards our goals. One of the biggest challenges we may face when trying to let go of negativity is the temptation to relapse into old habits. This can be especially difficult when we're feeling stressed or overwhelmed, and it's easy to fall back into negative patterns. But by being aware of this temptation and by having a plan in place, we can overcome it. We can start by identifying our triggers and by having a plan for how we'll manage them. This might involve reaching out to a friend or family member or engaging in a relaxing activity such as meditation or yoga. By having a plan, we can feel more in control and more confident, and we can overcome the temptation to relapse into old habits. As we work towards letting go of negativity, it's essential to remember that we're not alone. We're all on this journey together, and we all face challenges and setbacks along the way. But by supporting and encouraging each other, we can stay motivated and focused, and we can achieve our goals. Letting go of negativity is a powerful step towards finding true happiness. By following the steps outlined and by practicing them regularly, we can start to create a more positive and supportive life for ourselves. We can find happiness and fulfillment even in the darkest of times, and we can live a life that truly reflects our values and aspirations. That does it for today's episode of 7 Good Minutes. Please take a moment to rate and review the show on the platform you're listening on. Until next time, let's be civil to one another out there. Thanks for listening.